All right, friends. I have my journal. Oop. I have my journal. If I need to write anything, I also, now I don't know if anyone else likes to. I love using colors as ways of intention. And right now, I'm so looking for finances to be amplified. So, right now, I'm so focusing on a green pen. Look how cool it is. I will say this pen, I'm not going to recommend it, but green pens in general, markers, just the color green, I love. Okay, so I am though going to recommend that you have some kind of notebook, journal for you to write down anything that stands out for you. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today for the collective is recently you've gone through a disappointment that has really reminded you of the past in terms of areas where you really want to change, where you have been doing the work of getting to know how to change, what to change, why you're changing, all of these different areas. Okay. And that's revolving around what to you feels like is very hard to control, is very hard to, how would I say? It's very hard to parent this area. You've gotten to a point where you understand how to set your mind right with getting everything organized, and it has taken a lot of battle from within, a lot of guidance to where you want to go. And the guidance is really coming from where before you have had that confirmation that this is something we need to look into for your emotion. So, for instance, this is like general, it's not specific for anyone, but let's say you have codependency skills. You realize that this codependency emotion feeling is really heeding progress on independency. It's really heeding progress on you just being comfortable by yourself without anyone around you. So, to be able to learn how to basically let go of this codependency skill and to renew with independency, you're going to have to, and this is more so very like generals, not specific. Again, I am not certified in anything, y'all. Okay. So take this with a grain of salt. But to do it is to be able to allow yourself to do things that for you would be independent, but in a way where it's a little outside your comfort zone. So let's say you normally spend all day inside and you kind of want to change things up with your codependency in terms of your comfortability with inside. So finding different small ways to go outside, like you have a garden. Now you have not only like a responsibility to yourself, but you have a responsibility with your garden, if that works. But basically, allowing yourself to experience independency, to experience the outside on your own, will allow yourself to build that trust more and more. Because that's really what is happening, is you're building this trust that whatever it is that you're feeling is for the benefit of emotional fulfillment. Like whatever, and it is hard too because some emotions will make you feel very lack filled, very much like you lack things. That's just your mind playing mind tricks with you, okay? That's just kind of like your ego kind of just stepping in. When it comes to those emotions that make you feel like lack, it's the belief that's tied with those emotions that give you those ideas of lack. And you're kind of, and it's 10:11 when I say this, but your emotions really, all they need to do is be released. Like, you really just have to say, hey, the divine, hey, universe, hey, God, anyone that like you believe in, right? The kind of unknown helper to your story, asking them, this is too much for me to handle in releasing. I am unable to release this on my own. Can you please help me release this? I release this to the unknown in hopes that I will be filled with the present moment, you know? And this will allow you to also see the bigger picture of why it's not working out, why something made you feel at lack. So, seeing the bigger picture is another message that is coming out, where needing to take a step back from, I'm even getting this idea of, you've like gotten to a point where you're like holding on to things that really you find a lot of, um, gosh, what's the word? It's like you put a lot of care in. It's something that you really honor, you respect. What I'm understanding is that you've been holding on to this certain thing for a point, or to a point where you're codependent on it, where you're like needing it to decide what to do for your day, like how you want to shape everything. That's interesting. So it's the world and it's the King of Wands. So it's kind of like somehow there's some kind of belief that's making it seem like you need to hold on a little bit longer to whatever this is. You see my eyes right now. You see a little shock on my face. That's because right now you're really working out of this uncomfortable sitch, my friend. Congratulations. You are starting to, and this was the bottom card. So, this, like, I would say overall, you're really starting to make physical headway. Like, you can actually see this transformation happening as you continue to, what is it? What is it? As you continue to show action to where you are feeling being led. And this, literally, the action is what has been needing to have happen so that the hanged man can, like, you can release what you need to so that it is comfortable. A great way for you to really have this process of transformation happen. It's kind of like you're transforming your kind of life in a way of, how would I say this? In a way of welcoming what before has been uncomfortable. You know, before you were like kind of accepting that it's uncomfortable and there's nothing you can do about it, to now you realize the seat that you sit in and the power that you hold, but also you realize that, um, kind of like being able just to welcome in is going to be able to, let me see, because I have this, but I want to see. It's going to be able to allow you to see what beyond, like previously, it was very hard for you to even understand GPS location, where to go next. You were very stuck previously in this, everything, how would I put this? Everything seems a bit too hard to see because it's so small. It reminds me of when you look down on the ground, you can't really see an ant until you get closer, crouching down on the ground. I'm understanding that that whole kind of like mirage, that whole, whatever, you crouching on the ground, seeing closer of the ants, is also you right now being able to kind of in a way, go back. Go back a couple steps from where you are to go back to a point like, interesting, go back where you needed help before. And this is a way where you can, like, honestly just, oh, yo, be nostalgic. Nostalgia is a way where you can really, really tap into what has filled you. Dare I say love? Dare I say this emotion of love? So, what I'm receiving is right now the way to move forward is to allow what before you have wanted to keep going with, allow rest to come in terms of expectation that this will go a certain way. Yo, that's hard to release expectation. It's a really hard thing to do, especially when you have something you're working towards that you like, you're putting a lot of love, you're putting a lot of love into. The thing also that just came to mind was expectations also create limitations as well. That's a good poster Hallmark card. Let me just say that. Expectation will create limitation. Why? When you expect, you are predicting the future in a certain way. That's just kind of like going outside of what the future is capable of. The future is capable of anything and everything, opportunities galore. When you expect and you predict the future like that in a very specific way, I don't know why I'm getting this message, but I'm going to just say it. You're going to get something of the opposite. You're going to receive things that are more so reminders that you still have work to do because you are still expecting in the future things to happen a certain way. Releasing and working on being okay with where you're at, with what you're working on in the present moment, and just releasing those expectations, releasing those beliefs that bind you to it, to a certain idea, because what if that idea isn't what you really want? But what you really want will come up when you're really just saying whatever. You're literally just saying, you kind of like throw up your hands and say, okay, Jesus, take the wheel then. Why don't you take the wheel? And guess what? They'll take the wheel. Like, they'll take the wheel. So I am getting also that there is this sort of responsibility that you have been feeling in terms of you have to do things for other people. Like, it's this kind of like, just through tradition, through past your childhood, through how you grew up and you were conditioned, there is some sort of belief that you have to be there for other people, even if you're not capable of being there for yourself as well, or if you don't have enough energy for yourself and you give it to other people. This is where you're starting to take a rest with, and you're starting to take a back, like, couple back steps, right? And you're realizing and recognizing where in the past did you kind of like, it was like you were conditioned to believe these things that really right now do not resonate with you at all. You're starting to recognize and realize that there are, like, you can let go of beliefs. You are able to, you are allowed to believe, like, in what you believe in, and let go of this need to continue to believe in beliefs that don't resonate with you, that fill you with lower vibrational energy. You can say to yourself, to your team, your spirit team, hey, I would love help in releasing beliefs that no longer resonate with me and where I want to go in terms of it. So mote it be. Something quick, something, and it's just about allowing yourself to truly see that these beliefs are like balloons, and all you got to do is like let go of it. But the letting go part is like very intense because it's like this kind of weed. This belief is this weed that would constrict and suffocate even some of your beautiful flowers, which is your unique qualities, your authenticity, which is something that is your power. It's you. You are the only person who has the authentic qualities that create you. And I'm getting also this interesting thought of your beliefs are also, they're also sending judgment on what you think is your weaknesses, but in reality those are your true strengths to tapping into your power. That's interesting. And yo, just looking at this, I can't show you, but there's a freaking blue jay, y'all, right there. It's beautiful. To me, I think that when I look at a blue jay, it reminds me of being assertive and knowing what you want and going and getting what you want, even if there are other birds in the way. Hey, you're going to move. If there are other people in the way, it's not like you're pushing them out of the way, but more so you're just stating what you want in this world. And that's it. And of course, you'll be open to respecting what others want, but at the end of the day, who you listen to and who you're kind of like believing in is you, is me. I mean, I'm believing in me. You believe in you, you know. You can believe in me. Thank you. I believe in you. But at the end of the day, what will literally help you release these beliefs that in the childhood, like in your childhood, that conditioned you to be a certain way, is being in the present moment, is really understanding you now, where you have gone, where you have come from, how, oh my gosh, I'm seeing a red bird too, like a red bird, red robin, question mark, I don't know, I've shared my camera. I love birds. How I wish I was a bird. But yes, that I'm getting all these birds are distracting me. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna go into the past, present, and future for you. If I didn't finish that sentence, I apologize. I kind of just get very like lost in the sauce of life with just the randomness. Like, if you really want to tune into nature, or if you really want to tune into your present self, literally go to your local park, go to a place where there's like a lot of birds, a lot of wildlife, and just watch the wildlife interact and do their own thing. You're going to just like come to a stillness that brings peace that you've never felt in a mall. It's so pretty. Okay. Past, present, and future. Your past, this is where you are coming from. I want to get a descriptor as well. Also face down, please. Past or present, please. Descriptor face down, please. I push it. Oh, they didn't. Okay. That's fine. That was fine. No. All right. And future. Okay. Descriptor. Okay. Here we go. Let's do it. All right. So, the overall energy of where you are coming from is this collaboration where it's more so about emotional fulfillment, but in terms of logic as well and reason. and the kind of boat, like the was it the coin of having emotions, because the coin of having emotions, because when it comes to emotions, one really important thing to note is that in the past, it has deciding deciding to act or react from your emotions has caused you to leave situations where you didn't feel like you're ready to leave. In the past, those situations where you left without really saying goodbye, without being ready, you have come to some sort of term with when it comes to also the logic of the past. Now, when it comes to the past, a lot of the times we look at it in a very emotional way. That's why people hold grudges. That's why people don't like certain people later on. But the whole kind of thing also is you have to look at it in a very logical way of saying what truly happened. What did I contribute to, and who else was contributing? Because when it comes to situations, usually it's like when you have to react, it's also reacting from an outside element. And sometimes we react in a way where we feel like lack of ourselves, or we're not as proud of a response, and we still hold on to that sort of lack, that sort of pain, that knowing that you think you're less than, or like you believe that you're less than. And learning how to come up more so and looking in the past of logic will help you realize that you have every opportunity to release that emotion that's holding you down. Like, it is there. It is there. It is, though, that you're going to have to look at it in a logical way, which is just based on facts. It's just based on, I was capable of this, I was incapable of that, and why I responded in a certain way was because this is what I was incapable of, and I felt this sort of thing, so on and so forth. I would recommend, though, if you are going to do this, um, look up different resources to get more of a defined kind of like understanding of it, because I just said some very simple stuff. It's a lot more complex, so on and so forth. The present moment, we have the Knight of Pentacles. The main energy is Devil in reverse. So now is the time where you are on your own, on my own, pretending he's beside me. Now you are on your own in terms of getting rid of, basically removing the chains of attachments to what is no longer needed in your life. Okay. Releasing the chains of attachments. And this is definitely the defining energy is the Knight of Pentacles, where you are doing methods before where you have done them from a guide's way of doing them. And now you're on your own, doing your own way. On my own. It's that On My Own and Les Mis. It's a really good song. At least for me, it is. We have, what is this? Is that the Seven of Swords? Yes, we have the Seven of Swords, and then we have the Eight of Cups. So, in the future, right? Now that you have identified and you are working on, in the physical sense, releasing, or just kind of like, I'm getting this idea that where before you kind of did the devil attributes, where before you did things that um, was like too much, I guess, you are now working in those areas to regain a lot of control. And so that is what really the future is all about for you right now, my sweet, sweet friend, is getting control of what you know that you are capable of getting control of. And this really is through your mind when it comes to feeling fulfilled in a certain way. It's this feeling like none other. I want you to know. Okay, I'm getting a lot of songs, but it's this feeling of being fulfilled in a certain emotion, and it is being more than anything, you're being or like you're doing the organizational work of getting kind of control with your mind and how you go about being fulfilled instead of continuing to wander and to kind of like try new things. I'm getting this idea that it's like your lifestyle is changing and you are starting to come to some realizations that will help lift a lot of this, the energy balance being not balanced. It will help you renew in the places where before you gave a lot of your energy for others, you know. You were like doing things for them. And this could also be beliefs. This could also be beliefs because the beliefs also wrap around your lifestyle very much so, like a ribbon tying a present. When you're going through the sorting and you're going through trying new things, remember to always remain open to what is. And remember that accepting how you feel in this moment is not something where you're continuously trying to find fulfillment in, but more so, this is the opportunity that you can stop, choose to rest when you feel like you are able to, and allow yourself to really digest the feeling and really understand the details behind this feeling, the really truth behind how you feel. So, the more that you're able to do this and get comfortable with this feeling, the more you're able to release it on command. It's all about getting to know you with your feelings, with feeling of certain ways, and going about in a process dealing with those ways, those feelings that is helping you instead of heating you. All right, cool. Because I'm also understanding really quick, it's also about filling up your cup instead of pouring out your cup, right? So focusing on the past in terms of how you can build yourself from here for self-appreciation, self-compassion, you know, yeah, things like that. So that is the messages that I have for you. I am so happy that you are here with me as we both continue living a fruit filled life. I have a nectarine also, speaking of fruits. Look at that beautiful baby. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go. Thank you for joining me in this. Yeah, until next time, highly recommend that you have you gotten into drinking water? Because before I wasn't. Now I am. My skin's clear. I go to the bathroom a lot more. I'm feeling a lot more hydrated. So on and so forth. It's really cool to drink water, you know. Anyway, bye everyone.